Welcome to Doc's Daily Dose for Dads, prescribed by Dr. Harrison. Yesterday was a rough day for me. I'm not even really sure what the hell was going on. I just had a pole up my ass and no one could get through to me and everything was annoying. I was irritable. I just was having a really rough day. I still can't really pinpoint what it was. And it culminated in laying down to go to sleep early, and I fell asleep. And about 30, 45 minutes into my sleep, my youngest one woke up complaining, or he never actually went to sleep. He just was complaining and crying, and he didn't want to lay in his bed. And he was keeping the other two boys up. And I gave it some time, and it kept building and building, and I blew a fuse. Like, straight up. I just blew a fuse. I didn't put hands on him. I didn't belittle him in any way, but I definitely yelled and was upset. And it was no fault of his. And I know that wasn't the way to handle it. I was just having a shitty day. And I took it out on him at the moment. And even when I woke up the next morning, this morning, I was still having a rough time. And I wasn't really sure what was going on. And in my mind, I was like, you know what? I'm ready to give it up, give up everything, hopes and dreams. I'm just going to just work a regular job, 8 to 5, dial it in. That way I can be around my family at dinner time and, I'll just pay bills and call it a day. And that's it. All done. Don't have to worry about anything anymore, or dreams, hopes, and ambitions. None of that. Just call it a day. And part of that was because I felt like I had no time. There was no time for the things I wanted or the things that I loved, the things that I wanted to work with, because I had my other obligations for the job that pays the bills at the moment until this thing would take off and be my livelihood to really help other people. But I had to stop and ask myself, why in the world am I doing this? And at first it was in a real negative way, just like, why am I doing this? What's the point here? No one's paying attention. There's very little subscribers. It's not a big deal. Like, no one really cares what I have to say. And I was throwing myself a pity party. I really was. But that's just how I was feeling at the moment. And when I got up in the morning and was going through all these emotions, I waited until my youngest got up, the one who got yelled at. And when he woke up and he was laying in his bed and I walked over, the first thing he did was smile at me. And I sat on his bed. And I was like, I'm really sorry that I yelled at you the way I did last night. It wasn't your fault. That's not how I should have handled it. Daddy was having a rough day, and I was angry with myself and upset at myself. It had nothing to do with you. I'm sorry. I promise I'll try my best never to do that again. And I don't want to yell at you like that. You don't deserve that. And he got a, sad expression on his face. And he sat up and he gave me a hug. That was pretty awesome. And it made me go back to, why am I doing all of this? This is where my skills and my love and interests and passions, they all intersect. My life experience, my education, my coaching, it all boils down into helping parents, dealing with boys, daughters as well, but just parents in general, just parenting and trying to be the best that you can be at that. And then I realized, really, it's for me because it's something I love, but it's also for them. I want them to have all that I had plus more. And I don't mean material things. Yeah, of course that's involved there, but I just mean the love, the fun, the enjoyment. I want to eliminate all the bad stuff that I went through that wasn't healthy for me, because some bad stuff you got to go through in life, right? You just can't have everything be peachy keen and roses and flowers. You got to deal with some adversity and some losses. But the stuff that was unnecessary for me or any child to deal with, I didn't want them to have that in their life. And then I also thought, I'm also doing it for you. Now, yeah, there may be 15 subscribers to this YouTube channel. There may be 100 or a couple hundred to the podcast. and people every now and then looking on Facebook or LinkedIn, but that's more than enough. Yeah, I want it to grow to be this international thing, this movement where people really utilize my help and the help of other people I bring in to make their lives better and their lives of their children better, and for them to be better parents and just better people overall. But until we get there, what I really need to be focusing on is appreciating you who are watching and listening. I'm doing this for you because not everybody relates to the same messenger. There's some people I watch and listen to, and just off GP, the way they look, the way they move, the way they sound, I kind of tune them out, right? Because I know that even though they may have something to share with me, because it's not the right messenger for me, it's going to go in one ear and out the other. And I may not be the right messenger for everybody, but for those who are watching, maybe I am the right messenger. And it's selfish of me not to share that message. Now, what I want you to take away from this is when you're having a rough day, because life is ebb and flows, right? It goes up, it goes down. And when you're risking a lot to try to do the things you really love, there's a lot of ups and downs. There's usually more downs than there are ups. And you really got to bust your ass to do everything you can to make things work, right? You got to take the risk and take the leap. But if you're having a rough day, stop and ask yourself, why are you doing what you're doing? Why are you busting your ass every single day, all day? For me, all I had to do was take a look at my children, my wife, and take a look at the people that were sending me messages, liking the videos or commenting, and the answer was right there. Now, part of it has to be for myself. You got to be a little selfish before you can be selfless, right? So part of this is for me because this is what I want to do. This is where I feel my skills are best utilized in this world. But the other part is for my family. And then this also for you, for those of you who are listening, who it's actually helping your life and affecting you in a positive way. I appreciate you. You, my boys, my wife, my friends, myself is what brought me out of the dumps today. And even though I wasn't able to pinpoint what it was, doesn't even matter. Because I thought about my why. And my why kept me moving forward. And it threw out that idea of just calling it quits and giving up on myself. Because betting on yourself is the only sure bet that you got. So if you stopped and asked why, I bet you it would have to do with yourself and probably your little ones and your loved ones around you. So look to them to give you strength and motivation. Look within to give yourself strength and motivation. And look outside of yourself for those appreciating you and loving you for the message and the things that you're doing for your motivation. Those small little wins will add up when the big win comes. And when the big win comes, because it's damn sure going to come, I won't forget those 15 or those 100 or those few messages or comments. I promise that. I don't know if this will work for you, but it worked for me. So if you're having a rough day, ask yourself, why am I doing what I'm doing? Find your why, and everything else will take care of itself. That's Doc's Daily Dose for Dads. Don't forget to hashtag Doc's Daily Dose for Dads, hashtag 4D. All social media at RebirthBX. Check out the website, rebirthbx.com, Apple Podcasts, Google Play Music. Thank you for allowing me to share. I feel a lot better. I appreciate you. Talk to you soon.